Everybody hear us okay?
No, where am I sitting?
Wherever there's an open chair, it's not hard. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It is 9 a.m. Tuesday, May the 26th, 2020. Welcome everyone to a regular meeting of Montague County Commissioners Court. Everyone would stand for invocation or remain standing for the pledge of allegiance. Father, we thank you so much for this time that we have together to do the business of this county, Father. We pray specifically for all those that were affected by the storm over the weekend. Father, we are thankful that there were no fatalities, there were no serious injuries, Father, but there was a lot of property damage, and we just pray for your guidance and direction as we clean things up and the city of Bowie tackles this large endeavor that they have to overcome. Father, we thank you for all the blessings that you give us. We thank you for your grace and for your mercy. In Jesus' name. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone that is online with the video conference link. Made available on the Montague County website, and I believe Jessica, is everybody on board with that? Online with it? Okay, thank you. And I know everybody notices all the green tape over the courtroom this morning. And if you'll look, there are chairs that are open within the areas that are not marked off, and that's the maximum number that we can have in the gallery to sit for court today. As we try to maintain our social distance as required by the state. Item number 3 on the agenda is public comment. Is there anybody online that would like to have a public comment, or anybody in the gallery that has any type of public comment? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to item number 4, the consent agenda. Anybody have anything on the consent agenda they'd like to take off for discussion?
Motion to approve.
Second. Have a motion, Commissioner Langford, second Commissioner Murphy, to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Item number 5 is a mitigation plan update. Our last court meeting, we passed a resolution to adopt the mitigation plan as it was presented to us back from FEMA. That resolution has been forwarded on to our contractor. We had one entity that didn't get the resolution done when we sent the packet in, but they're addressing that. Contractor is getting that part of it done. And from there, we're just waiting. We'll just wait for them to send us back a confirmation that everything is that they have everything in place. I believe everybody that, with the exception of St. Joe, has gotten theirs in, and talked to them, and they'll be getting it done. They had to pass it through their council, just like we did through the commissioner's court. So they'll get that done, get it back to TDM. they'll forward it back to FEMA, and then we should get our confirmation back. And with that, the fact that we have that in place, we passed that resolution. If there's anything that can be utilized through that mitigation plan as a result of the storm, I really think we'll be able to it'll be a good thing that we got this done. The timing on it is just right. I don't know that there'll be any benefit to it right now, but it's possible that there will be. I don't know that we're going to meet the state threshold. It just depends on what happens around the rest of the state to ever get to that threshold. And I haven't even seen the number on that threshold right now, but I know in the past it's one county is extremely hard to meet a threshold of that size. Do want to thank the City of Bowie. They did a really good job through that storm the other day. I was really impressed with their EOC, how they had it set up. The state came in and really did a great job setting up the ICS system, and getting it on for them. All four of the commissioners did a great job over the weekend, just getting county roads opened up, getting brush cleared out of there, and then helping where they could with the City of Bowie as well. We had just a lot of comments from the city and thanks, and I want to relay that to the four of y'all for the thanks for equipment and help that you did with that. So that being said, anybody have anything they want to say about that? About the mitigation plan at all?
Does the county have to be declared a disaster before we qualify?
Well, there will have the threshold has to be met whether it's the city or the county and all those together. So if there's numbers out there that y'all have that we haven't reported yet, I know that I've already notified TAC. I know that Mike sustained some damage to his barn, and we'll start that process as well. We'll have to get adjusters to come up and take a look at your barn. But no, if you've got numbers as far as that to declare a disaster for the county, I haven't done a declaration yet. I know the City of Bowie has done one. I helped the mayor do that off the pattern that we have here. So, but if anybody is sustaining enough damage out in the county that we probably need to, just let me know, and we'll look at doing that too. We only have 5 days though, I think, initially to do it. So that's going to be probably tomorrow, maybe Thursday. We'll need to do that with, so just holler at me. Anything else? Okay. We'll move on to item number 6, COVID-19 operational update. There's been a lot of questions about the stats that DHS puts out on the dashboard, and it's not that they're misleading. They're just, we don't have a complete picture on our end of what they put on there. The last Saturday, the last time I looked was the last time I had an opportunity to look at it. I had IT problems with mine this morning, just running so slow. I couldn't get on the dashboard before we came in to see if there have been any updates, but there's been 123 individuals tested in Montague County. Now, is a little bit skewed from what we show on our sit rep from the region, because we can only report what they give us, what our local authorities give us that they've tested. And that's in the neighborhood of 50 to 52. I was told 52, but I haven't seen 52. 50 was the last time I was able to visualize that. So that's over twice as many tests have been given. But there's employers, there's people that work outside of the county that just go do tests on their own. And if you have a Montague County address, that stat is listed in Montague County, and we have no knowledge about that. That's why those numbers don't add up there. It's the same with active cases. We've had 9 confirmed cases in our county. Now that's confirmation that we've had in hand of our local health authority. And of that, 8 of those have recovered. And there's been 1 fatality. So those numbers all balanced. But if you look at the dashboard again with the state, I think right now they're showing, or Saturday they were showing 7 active cases. Well, the reason that is active is because now, if a week ago yesterday, if DHS gets a report that there has been a test given that was presumptive, if you were symptomatic when you took that test, then you are presumptive positive. and they're listing those as positives, but they don't give us a confirmation unless it's confirmed. In other words, if you're presumptive, they give you the test, it comes back negative, we don't get the negative. It's just listed as active until it's not. And there's no time frame for that. DHS is about as overwhelmed as anybody else is over this thing, and they're just not able to get all that information back to us in a timely manner. Of the 9 confirmed cases that we have, and I told this the last court meeting as well, the last 2 of those, number 8 and number 9 that we got confirmed, the quarantine period had been expired 5 and 6 days before we ever got the confirmation. So we're looking at over 2 weeks, nearly 3 weeks before we ever got the confirmation from the time that they were really good numbers. Balance it out, and people are really, a lot of the public is really set on trying to make this balance, and there's just not any way to do it because we don't have the information to get it done. All those tests that were given, the only ones we get a result back are confirmed positive cases. And of that 123 tests, there's only been 9 we've had confirmed. So with that being said, I know it's confusing. Believe me, it's very confusing, especially when you read it and try to balance it out. Does anybody have any questions I maybe can answer or comments? Okay. With that, then we'll move on. Item number 7, discuss and consider requesting unclaimed property capital credits for counties from the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts in compliance with section 381.004 of the Texas Local Government Code and take necessary action. I have the application here. We received last year's capital credits a few months ago, and next to the court agenda, I'll have a recommendation for dispersal of those funds. But these are great. They can only be used for specific items. The county can't use them ourselves, but we can use them within the county for different things. I'll have some recommendations for some of those disbursements on our next agenda. But I do need permission to go out and claim those again because it'll take a little while for us to turn this in and for them to process it and distribute those funds again. But I think if you'll remember, several months ago, we got, I believe it was $90,000 back from that. Absolutely.
I'll make a motion for that judge to approve the requesting of the unclaimed property capital credits for the county.
Second. Have a motion from Commissioner Langford and a second from Commissioner Mayfield to apply for the unclaimed property capital credits for counties. Any discussion, any questions? All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Item number 8, discuss and consider Texas Association of Counties 2020-2021 renewal notice and benefits confirmation. Take necessary action. This was also in your packet. We had a 2% increase in healthcare across the board. Dental went down a little bit, and there was no change to life and vision. The rates are all in there. Hope you've had a chance to review that. This is has to be passed and back to them by the end of this month, by the 30th of the month. We only had a 2-week window this time. We just got these, maybe 3. It wasn't much over 2 weeks to review this, but it'll have to be addressed in budget for that increase.
Right, there's only 2%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make a motion to approve this or whatever you need to send it with give you the authority to sign it.
Yes, sir. Second. Have a motion from Commissioner Langford, second from Commissioner Murphy to approve the renewal for Texas Association of Counties Health and Employee Benefit Pool. Any questions about it? All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Item number 9, discuss and consider opening the following vote centers: Bowie Bible Baptist, Nocona Justin Building, St. Joe Civic Center, Montague Annex Community Room for Election Day, July 14th, 2020. Take necessary action. Ginger? Why don't you come right here? You won't have a microphone there, but that's all right. You can speak loud. If you'll kind of angle your chair a little bit back toward the laptop over there, I think the public will be able to hear us okay.
Okay, I would like to request opening these vote centers, the Bible Baptist in Dewey and North Carolina Justin Building, St. Joe Civic Center, and Montague Annex for Election Day for our runoff.
I'll make that in the form of a motion that we open those 4 voting centers for the July 14th election.
I'll second that. And Ginger, I want to thank you for that, because I know you and I spoke a little bit about it, and my concern about this. I understand that it's still going to be early voting will be in one place, but on voting day.
Annex only, yes, for early
Yes,
voting.
and I appreciate the work you've done on that. I know it was challenging, but thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? I think Commissioner Murphy made the motion, Commissioner Langford the second. Any more discussion? All in favor, right hand. All voting for. Thank you. Before you go, I think you're the next one too. Discuss, consider the Corona's Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, CARES Act, a sub-grant, and take necessary action. This is was specifically for, this piece of it is specifically for elections, is it not?
Yes.
And I know that I've received an application for the CARES Act to assist with any extra judges or security or anything to do with that. And I asked Ginger to look at it and see if we needed to apply for this. I think that we're eligible for just over $20,000. But of that, we'll have a little over $5,000 match. And we have to specify on this application that we will do the match and how we're going to do the match. So am I misleading anything with it? Am I understanding it right?
As far as I understand it. And I was looking at what this will also cover, and it says that it will cover a ballot tracking software, and that's for our applications for ballot by mail. So I would really like to look into that, because when we changed software companies, and we went with ES&S, the company that we were going to go with was very expensive. And so we've just been doing everything in-house. So I would like to look into that with this grant. And then it will cover, I had to buy plexiglass for the sneeze guards and things like that. It should cover that. I don't have a lot of money invested right now due to the COVID, but I don't know what will come up in the future for us.
Need a motion to allow us to go for the grant.
To apply for the grant. Yeah, and again, we're going to have just a little over a $5,000 coat, 25%
Okay.
match to that grant, and we'll have to figure out how we're going to do that. Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Murphy and a second from Commissioner Langford. Any questions? Jennifer, have you got any comments about it for this piece of it? I know that this CARES Act, I just want to say this before we move forward to the vote. The CARES Act won't cover anything that is actually in a budget, regardless of what the expense is for it. If that item is budgeted for it, regardless of what it costs, it's not going to cover it. This is going to be outside of normal budgeted items, like that software. And that's probably not a bad idea, because we don't know where we're going to be with mail-in ballots just yet.
Right.
I know before it's over, everybody may mail them in, the way it's looking. So it's probably not a bad idea to have that, just to have the security piece of it. Okay. Anybody else? Linda?
Has the state given you a figure on what they're going to allow for us? I mean, that 25,000?
20,000.
20,000?
20,000 is an allocation for Montague County.
I have yet to see that. That's why I
Well,
was
it's
asking.
really hard to see because it's encrypted. The email that I got was encrypted. I can't go outside of that encryption. I can't send it to anybody. I can't let anybody else look at it on there. But that's what we've got right now is 20,000, just over 20,000, and just over 5,000 in range. Yes, ma'am.
Is this software a one-time fee, or will there be an annual fee on top of that?
Well, there'll be an annual cost.
This
just
is
like our other
the
software.
majority
The
of,
initial cost will be, when we purchase it, and then there'll be an annual fee.
So that, we can use the grant for the initial cost of it, but anything after that would be
Would be
budgeted.
in, would have to be.
Has to be in the budget. Okay. That's something else to note and be ready for the budget time. Okay, anybody else? Any questions? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ginger. Item number 11, discussing consider HB 3834, the cybersecurity training certification for local governments and the online compliance report. Take necessary action. Several months ago, we were tasked from the state, and it was mandatory that every person that accesses computers in the county do this certification for cybersecurity. Jessica's taken that on and has got a list of all of the employees in the county to do that, and now has a complete list that everybody has completed that training, and we need to send a compliance report back to the state saying that we have done that. She has that list, and just need a permission from the court to send that confirmation back and give her the authority to sign that, and she's keeping up with everybody as we come and go. Any new employees will be the same, have to take it as they go, as they come in. So that's another piece of HR too.
I'm making a motion to approve that, give her the authority to sign it, get it sent in.
Have a motion from Commissioner Langford, second Commissioner Mayfield, to submit the online compliance application or report, online compliance report for the cybersecurity training certification, HB 3834. Any more questions? All in favor, right hand. All voting for. Thank you. Item number 12 is discuss and consider a replat of Top Lakes Rolling Oaks Estate lots 1 through lot 6, block 1, being all of lot number 2 through 6, lot 49R and part of lot 49. Take necessary action. I've got the plat here with all the deed restrictions that were passed on it from before, and we have a Mylar copy as well to do with that. We tabled this actually the last court meeting because of those restrictions, and he's got those submitted to the court now, so we're ready to sign off on it. And Mike, you have anything else to
No,
add?
he said he got it all in, so should be good to go.
It's here.
I'll make the motion, we accept that replat.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Mayfield. I think the second came from Commissioner Murphy. First for the replat. Top of the Lakes, Rolling Oaks Estates, lots 1 through 6, all of lot 2 through 6, lot 49R, and part of lot 49. Just remember, we've got several of these pieces to sign today after court, so we can get everybody's signature on it. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Item number 13 is discuss and consider a final plat of Amon Carter Estates, lots 1 through 8, block 1, being a 20.45 acre tract in the D. Ferris Survey, abstract number 262. Take necessary action. Have this as well. Also have a confirmation from Biggs and Matthews, the consulting engineering firm. If y'all will remember, the preliminary plat was done maybe not quite a year ago, but getting close now. And there were several deficiencies with it, as they were recognized by Biggs and Matthews and given to us. They resubmitted it with the corrections made to it. I have a letter from Biggs and Matthews stating that it has been successfully accomplished. All of the deficiencies that were on the plat have been addressed, and have a copy of it right here, and we'll do the same with that, sign it, but this is the final plat. This will give them permission to move forward. Any questions? Mike, you got anything to add?
No, I think it's ready to go. Make a motion to accept the final plat.
Second.
Have a motion from Commissioner Mayfield and a second from Commissioner Langford to accept the final plat of Amon Carter Estates, lots 1 through 8, D. Ferris Survey, abstract number 262. Any more questions? Any comments? All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Item number 14 Discuss, consider for precinct 3 as per exhibit provided today for county to abandon 1/10 mile of shore loop and take necessary action. Commissioner Murphy.
Judge, what that is, over at Old Bowie Lake, the original subdevelopment that was put in by the city of Bowie back in the 40s and 50s, it had shore loop platted, but it was never used. It was never utilized. It never existed. And you can tell when you go over there because there's oak trees this big around and well houses and buildings on the what would have been the road. And I have a survey here with the starting and ending points of shore loop and what I propose to do. And I've looked up the statutes. There's no need to advertise this because it was never utilized. It's never been a road. It never was. It just was never. It never came to fruition. But I'd like to present that just to abandon that portion of shore loop so they can clear their property up. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Okay, you got a plat there,
Yes,
move forward with it, okay.
So there was, but used kind of like alleyway.
Right.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, have a motion from Commissioner Murphy and second Commissioner Langford to abandon 1/10 mile of shore loop as exhibited in the plat. Any questions? All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Item number 15. Discuss, consider opening sealed bids for emulsified asphalt and prime oil and take necessary action. I have one bid. This is the only one that I have here. Jennifer, was there any more to your office? Okay.
We very so, I don't know. Got any more one.
Okay, this bid comes from Ergon Asphalt and Emulsions. CRS2 is $2 a gallon. From the Ardmore plant, $2.16 a gallon delivered. The AEP prime oil is $2.40 a gallon at Ardmore and $2.56 a gallon delivered. The bid is for full transport loads of 5,500 gallons. Price is based on the full transport load. Common carrier bills emerged at $90 per hour after the second hour, and pump and hose charge is $90 per load. And it says for equipment ordered but not used, carrier may charge it $400. So I guess you order it and then they don't bring it, you get charged for it. There's also an added price for environmental fee of 49 cents a ton for asphalt and polymer loads and 0.001 cent per gallon for emulsified loads.
I think it is a 180-day contract. That's what it was bid out on.
It's not specified on this. That I'll see.
I think that's what we went out for.
That's what
the ad was.
advertised for,
Okay.
so that's.
Okay. It's not specified on this right here, but that's what the ad says.
Yes, there's no problem there. I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Ergon for emulsified asphalt and prime oil.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Langford, second from Commissioner Murphy to accept the bid from Ergon Asphalt and Emulsions for emulsified asphalt and prime oil. Jenny, do you need those numbers again?
No, I just need to do.
Okay. Any comment? All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Item number 16. Discuss and consider permission for precinct 4 to enter Ronnie Reddy property to clear fence row on Camp Latoli Road and take necessary action.
It's just a routine fence row cleaning on Camp Latoli, about 0.6 of a mile on this Ronnie Reedy's property, permission to do that.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Langford, second Commissioner Murphy, to enter Ronnie Reedy property to clear a fence row on Camp Latoli Road. Any questions? All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Item number 17, discuss, consider permission for precinct 2 to enter Ricky Fowler property, clear a fence road on Pickett Run Road. Take necessary action.
I just need about the same thing, just clean up fence road and up a road out, and need to make it form a motion.
Second.
Motion Commissioner Mayfield, second Commissioner Langford to enter Ricky Fowler property to clear a fence road on Pickett Run Road. All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Item number 18, discuss and consider recommendations to hire FEMA project manager position, take necessary action. We had a call meeting last Tuesday, I believe, with the resignation of our current FEMA coordinator and project manager to be effective the end of this month, this Friday. And y'all tasked me with taking applications and doing interviews, going through this process. We had 2 applications, is all we had through there as of 6 o'clock. I stayed here until 6 o'clock Friday just to make sure that nobody came in late. And we had 2 applications, did the interviews, and I asked HR Director Jennifer Panolia to come sit with me with the interviews. I made up a series of questions, and we conducted the interviews exactly the same questions for both candidates. Went through the process. Both candidates did very well, are very capable of doing the job. I have not made a job offer at all. I'm going to wait for y'all to tell me what you think with it, but my recommendation is going to be for Charles Lanier. I think with the interview that was done with it, I think he'll do a very good job with it, and that's going to be my recommendation to the board. So with that, I just need some direction on the job offer.
I'm pretty well done with it anyway.
Okay. Have a motion to move forward with that?
Make a motion, we accept this employment with a FEMA project manager position.
Second.
Have a motion from Commissioner Darden and a second Commissioner Langford. Make a job offer to Charles Lanier. Let me ask you to do something with that motion, Commissioner. If, for whatever reason, that job offer is not accepted, that we move forward to the second applicant, since we don't have another application. The second, all right with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any discussion? All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. That being the last item on the agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Murphy, second Commissioner Langford to adjourn. All in favor, right hand. All voted for. Thank you. Sir, class. Yes, don't forget class.
Do you know if this is a new one?